All right, hello everybody. I'm John Hanachek with a company called AvatarMEDIC, and I'm here to tell you about our first product, HoloTRIAGE, which enables us to bring first response training to a whole new scale and to entirely new audiences. Let's set the stage a little bit. There's accidents, disasters, and now we're very aware of pandemics. These cost quite a lot of money, and they cost genuine grief. $131 billion in 2019 went to first responder revenues. Worldwide, there are over 7.5 million first responders who need training not just once, but over and over and over and over again to be prepared for all the situations. So they have very large budgets, a total of $433 billion. Moreover, corporations need to keep workforces prepared, especially certain corporations where workers are in austere, remote, and dangerous environments. But here's the problem. There is really only one good way to train people: very complicated simulation-based medical training. We know this, it's been verified, but the problem is that it's very expensive. It's very costly, it's very time-consuming. There are some attempts to use virtual reality, but you're not connected to physical reality. You don't learn the skills of actually navigating space, so it's of limited utility. And mixed reality technologies today focus on often more general things and industrial applications. So, spoiling the next slide a little bit, we've created HoloTRIAGE, which is an automated training platform using AI, mixed reality, and even haptics to enable the mixture of virtual assets with the physical reality, which brings you the best of both worlds. You get to have the context of the real world while retaining the cost saving, scalability, and intelligence of virtual reality. I'm going to show you a couple seconds of this video here because we don't have a lot of time, to just show you that this is running in HoloLens 2 and mobile phones. I can even show you all a demo at some point later. So here we have our woman. Oh dear, she's in pain. So this is running at the Microsoft Reactor. And you see hands are very important to first responders. And you can also potentially notice that there are med bags at the correct position in the building. There's an AED in the correct position of the building. So I'm going to look, listen, and feel for breathing here. You see the AED over there in front of him. So we can mix virtual things with the real world using things like object recognition and semantic parsing of the reality. That's a funny way of saying that the computer understands what it's looking at. So it can actually train people to go look inside their real building for the real items. Again, this is totally different than VR, which is only a virtual world. But when I was done with this simulation, all I had to do was turn the headset off. There was no cleanup, and there was really no setup. So again, we're reducing costs, we're increasing flexibility and scale, and we're situating it in real context. Our business model is pretty simple. On the B2B side, we're software as a service. We want to average around $2,000 a month per customer, depending on the kinds of customers. We're not in the licensing business. We're not in certification business. We're a tool which enables the existing customers, the existing groups that do these certifications to do their jobs a lot easier. But we also have this new audience of direct to consumer through the App Store, and increasingly these headsets will become commonplace items. So we can sell directly to consumer and engage a whole new generation of people with needed skills to be able to save lives. Our go-to-market strategy focuses first on B2B and working with a handful of partners where we can develop the library that's needed and the user interface for the simulation managers and all the other things that the professionals need. Then in 2021, we'll launch out with those partners, support them, then expand the B2B customer acquisition, and also at that point launch on the consumer app store, because these technologies are relatively simple to translate onto the mobile phone. It's just not the same level of fidelity. So this is a complicated timeline, but it's meant to show that we're ramping up to being able to do this. We have a prototype right now, and we're working on getting an alpha version in Q2 that we can start showing our B2B partners, beta, and then launching the MVP in 2021, bring contact packs, and then bring on more advanced functionality like AI aspects where the software can assess people, but also assess the environment to make it easier for the trainers. And there's even a bit of blockchain action going on later on where we want to experiment with this for our database technology and set us up for potentially being able to credential. We have some initial traction with a company called Mars Academy USA. We actually are spinning out of this company. It's an analog astronaut training program. They take people out to remote environments and train them how to be astronauts. I've done a couple of them. It's really fun. It's also very educational because they teach people how to do medical intervention. But you can't bring a lot of items out there into the middle of nowhere. So we can bring mobile phones, we can bring headsets. And the WEX Foundation works with high school students in the pre-medical track. So we have a really advanced team. Myself and my co-founder, Dr. Susan Jewell. We have world-leading surgeons. We have disaster medicine and space medicine. Even our CFO is also a doctor. Matteo Bori is a world leader in AI and control systems. Right now, we are at the pre-seed and founder capital stage, but we do have a prototype. And our team, I just want to show you this team again. I'm extremely honored to work with this team. I mean, genuinely. This is really where our true value lies. We know we can achieve this. We're seeking $1 million at a $10 million valuation. This can be chunked up, but overall, this is what we think we need to be able to successfully get into and then support the B2B market while also engaging with some of the potential other customers. Thank you. That's it.